Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Father Dirk, for asking me to speak today and share my thoughts on stewardship. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, but joining you through a screen has become the norm for us since we headed down to the shore back in March. This is a special stewardship season. While we have a stewardship campaign every year, this one's as different as any has been in 100 years. No, not just because of COVID, even though that's more than enough. But as I speak, we are finishing a very tangible sign and example of stewardship, which is the Crossroads Center at St. Peter's. Almost 100 years after the completion of the current parish hall, which was under construction during the last pandemic. Can you believe it's really there? It's incredible, and we'll come back to that in a second. For those who don't know us, my wife Kim and I have been members of St. Peter's for over 25 years. Our 4 children were baptized, educated, and confirmed here. Since our first Sunday as visitors, when we were looking for a church, we were greeted with warmth and a real welcome by a group of people who I now consider the St. Peter's Hall of Fame. Katie Gould, Gordon Prochnow, Harry Reid, and of course, Charlotte Roy Guido. What a first day. We came back and stayed because of the warmth of that welcome. And once we had children and got involved in nursery and other things, we made great friends who we're still very close to. Over these 25 years, Kim and I have volunteered for many things at the church. Lector, altar guild, we were both on vestry, we've both taught church school, we've been confirmation mentors, and we've been on committees all the way up to and including Crossroads. And in doing these things, we learned and are always reminded of what makes St. Peter's so special, and that's the people. It's always been about people for me, and what I see them doing every week. People who worship together, who care for each other and their community, who commit to doing the work of the church, God's work, who step up and come together when there's a need, who have faith and pray together when obstacles seem insurmountable, who mourn their losses together, and of course, who laugh together, even during services. You know who you are. So the stewardship theme this year comes from the Book of Common Prayer, a prayer for the parish, with the key line being, grant us all things necessary for our common life, and bring us all to be of one heart and mind within your holy church. Grant us all things necessary for our common life. That doesn't say give us everything we want for our common life, or everything we can ask for our common life, but rather what is necessary. So what was necessary? A new parish hall was absolutely necessary. The amazing effort of a lot of people was necessary. A lot of money was necessary, and even more faith was necessary. When Father Dirk first said that he was going to take on the building of the parish house, I, along with a lot of other people, I think thought the same thing, which was, that's nice. He'll come to his senses. And thank God he didn't. Father Dirk has been leading us, he's engaged us and encouraged us and pushed us to see what the future could be, and we're looking at it right now, and it is very exciting. And while Crossroads is a major accomplishment of which we should all feel great, and which will serve the needs of this town for generations, it's not all there is. Now that we have the place, we need to continue to think about the stewardship of the parish as a whole. Stewardship is built on 2 big ideas. 1, everything you are and have is a gift from God to be used wisely and intentionally. 2, you are called to take responsibility to properly use the energy, time, gifts, and abilities God has given you to steward. This is a small, dynamic parish that does big things for those in our community in need. It can only be explained by one thing, a deep faith that God is with us and will help us do whatever we set our mind to. If we want that to continue, though, we don't have the luxury of letting someone else do it. It's up to everyone in the parish to give of their energy, time, gifts, and abilities. People give what they can financially, and that is a very personal decision. But energy, time, gifts, and abilities are things that everyone has one or more of in abundance. And those are the things that truly are needed on an ongoing basis. Nothing at St. Peter's just happens. All of the good work is a result of people stepping in and pitching in. This is what keeps the church going and what many people in our community rely on us for. There's so much to do and so many ways to get involved. You just have to ask. You don't have to run a committee, you don't have to be in charge of anything, and you don't have to ask people for money unless you want to. What we need are people willing to lend a hand, offering to help, giving some time or talent. That's what it does, and it can't be somebody else or the other guy. It has to be you. And I'll fill you in on a little secret. When we sign up to do these things, we're doing them to help others, but ultimately you end up helping yourself. You will see tangible results and know you are doing what God asks of all of us, and that is just a great feeling. St. Peter's has been a very important part of our lives for a long time. We recently moved out of the area, but our hearts will always be at St. Peter's, and through the magic of YouTube, we can join you every week. It's someone else's time now to find out what they do well, jump in, have some fun, and make a difference. I never saw myself as a church school teacher or a confirmation mentor, but they were two of the most fulfilling things I've ever done. St. Peter's needs you. Crossroads needs you. The people in need in Greater Freehold need you. That's really what matters. So try something new or get out of your comfort zone. It might just change your life and will certainly change the lives of those you help. Thank you.